Hello guys, these are the two most well-known calculator watches out there in the market. So the Casio DBC-611 calculator databank and the Casio CA-53W. So because I own both of them, I thought why not do a comparison video between the two. So I wrote a little note or list about the different points I want to compare them. So the style, the durability, comfort, functions and everyday usability, and some conclusions at the end. So let's get started. So the DBC-611 has a somewhat narrower 32 millimeters diameter, has a much more longer lag-to-lag distance. The thickness is about the same as on the CA-53, so it's about 8.5 millimeters, and it has a wider 22 millimeters lug width. The CA-53 has a wider diameter, 34.5 millimeters, sorry, so 34.5 millimeters in diameter, 43 millimeters, so a shorter lag-to-lag distance, 8.5 millimeters with these pushers, the thickness, and the lag width is 20 millimeters. So something about the styling. The DBC-611 is more flashier, we can call somewhat more elegant looking or a business casual looking watch, while the CA-53 has the stealthier look, more sporty and casual, and only geeks can recognize the movie icon if you wear it. So this watch appearing in different movies and TV series such as the Breaking Bad, Walter White worn one of these, and of course Marty McFly worn the CA-53 in the second and third part of the Back to the Future TV movies. So while the DBC-611 has a cool hipster factor, everybody can easily recognize it if you wear it. The durability, it has no water resistance at all, while the CA-53 has proper Casio water resistance, so you can swim with it. The silver painting wears off much more easier on the CA-53, while the black resin hardly shows any signs of wear on the CA-53W. It has a rubbery keypad which stood the test of time on vintage models, and the numbers protected by plastic window. The DBC-611 has a keypad which tend to disintegrate by the time. The numbers fading out on this keypad as well. It has a plastic side pushers, except this adjust button. So it's not that durable than the metal pushers on the CA-53. The comfort, DBC-611 has a hair puller bracelet, but the case hugs the wrist comfortably. The CA-53 has a very comfy, rubbery, plasticky strap. It not hugs the wrist as well as good as the DBC-611, but it has a shorter lug-to-lug distance anyway, so it can wear comfortably. Something about the functions and the everyday usability. The CA-53 has no backlight at all, so you can't use this watch in low light situations, while the DBC-611 has a very usable amber colored LED backlight with a 3 seconds afterglow, and it can turn on by wrist movements if you want it. Pretty neat. The day, date and month displaying is always readable on this watch. So you can see it's in Spanish, the date. It says lunes. You can see the date. While on the CA-53, every time you want to check the day, date and month, you have to push this button. It only displaying the day of the week in standard timekeeping mode. The side pushers are easier to push on the data bank. On the CA-53, these two side pushers are harder to push. And it has a recessed adjust button, which you have to use your fingernail to set it. So the functions, the CA-53 has a simple alarm, dual time stopwatch and the calculator. So calculator, The DBC-611 has a much more advanced functions. So it has a data bank. You can store 25 phone numbers in this watch. It has a currency exchange, also has a calculator function. It has 5 multifunctional alarms, so you can set it for different dates. And it has a stopwatch and a dual time as well. And overall, these functions makes the DBC-611 a very good traveling watch. So you can change your currency here easily. It has a very good backlight, multifunctional backlight, multifunctional alarms. So yeah, very good traveling watch. So something about the accuracy, because it's an older model. The DBC-611 has a very poor accuracy, so it's maybe from the 2000s this watch came from, and it has a 20 plus something plus 20 something seconds per month accuracy, while the CA-53 has very good accuracy, minus 2 seconds per month approximately. So it has only a day displaying, but the LCD and overall time displaying is so much cleaner than on the DBC-611. It has much more busier dial with smaller time displaying, or somewhat smaller time displaying, I'm not sure. But the point is, it's much more cleaner to looking at this watch and tell the time at a glance. So, in conclusion, I think I prefer the stealthier, more minimalistic look of the CA-53. Also, it has a better wrist comfort. I really don't have to worry about if it gets beaten up. So it has a more durable black resin painting. And of course, it costs half of the price of the DBC-611. And it's also more available in the market. The data bank is a discontinued model, a rarer model. We can call it more collectible. It has some serious vintage watch vibes with surprisingly usable traveling watch functions. While the CA-53 is like more interesting F91 variant, but without the backlight function and with this, I would say, pointless keypad and calculator function. But who buys these watches for the functionality? They all about styling. If you want something durable and usable for your everyday situations, I can recommend the F91W. So yeah, that's about this video, guys. The comparison between the two calculator watches. So thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye. Yeah, I'm always forget to talk about the calculator function on these watches. So on the CA-53, I would say it's somewhat easier to push this keypad, these buttons, and you can recall the calculator function by pushing this side button. So it's much easier to recall it, but it needs some practice to use this keypad, because it's not that obvious which button belongs to the number you want to push. So it needs some practice. So let's do some calculations on the wrist. Now you can reset it by this side button, and also easily came back to timekeeping mode. So let's see the data bank. So to reach the calculator function, you have to scroll through the data bank function as well. And it's somewhat harder to push when it's on the wrist than the CA-53, but it's more obvious which button you push, because it's labeled directly on the pusher on this keypad. And you can also check the actual time when you're doing calculations. You can reset it by this button. So yeah, that's about the calculator functions. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.